Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Great. So thank you. 5 years ago, we conducted our first interview. You might remember in Utrecht, we sat in a cafe in Utrecht when Dominic was next to us.
That's right.
Yes. And now we will discuss social business issues again.
That's right. Let's do that.
So if I may start with the first question,
Go ahead.
I would do so. Okay. So, Professor Yunus, in your previous statements, you stress the importance of following a new path after the Corona crisis. If you look at the year 2050, what is the most desirable world you can draw? Please present 3 or 4 milestones inherent to such a development.
Well, I should start with saying that my projection for 2050 at the moment is very bleak because I keep reminding people that we are coming to the end of our existence on this planet because of the global warming, and it doesn't leave us much time. So the train which we're riding is coming to its last stop, the last station, because of the global warming. And we're not doing anything about it. And I keep reminding that our house is on fire, and fire is getting worse and worse. But inside the house, we're enjoying a party about the celebration of the GDP growth, of the prosperity, of the technology, kinds of things. We have no attention to the fire itself. We know that it's on fire, but we at the same time enjoy ourselves inside, saying that that fire is somewhere else, because we are addicted to our lifestyle. Even if it is a danger, we cannot make ourselves action-oriented to do something. Stop. Instead of stopping fire, we are fueling the fire by our party. Party contributes to the fire. So this is the danger part when I say 2050. So I want to remind that, do we have 2050 to talk about? Because we are to an end. I said, human being today is the most endangered species on this planet. This species, which has been here for millions of years, is now coming to a close very shortly. And secondly, wealth concentration. All the wealth of the world is concentrated in a very small number of people, hand. And population, global population is at the bottom. Today, if you look at globally, if you look for the $1 a day people, $2 a day people, these are the basis on which world stands. They are at the bottom of it. There's a massive number of them. The $3 a day, $4 a day. By the time we come to $5.50 a day, people under $5.50 is half the population of the entire world. So half the population earns less than $5.50. That's the scenario. So if you go to $10 a day, $100 a day, it becomes smaller and a smaller number. And go to $1,000 a day, it becomes a very thin slice, not much. But if you go $100,000 a day, you don't see just a little tiny imperceptible dots, maybe. That's all. But you go above. You see a few people, but all the wealth is in their control. 99% of the wealth is in the control of 1% of the population of the world. So the wealth is way up in the income scale, but the people are at the bottom in the income scale. So you can see a very fine equation. You have a huge density of population at the bottom and a huge density of wealth at the top. In between, there's empty. So that world cannot function, cannot exist. And the wealth is continually running away from people. You may say, well, the bottom people are benefiting because the poverty is reducing, many people coming out of poverty. Yes, but this is all happening within $5.50. So no matter how much you do, it's still there out there. Even when the pandemic came, pandemic pushed it down again. People who kind of crossed the $2.50 level, they are pushed back in under the $2.50 again. so they became poor. Still, the whole game is under $5.50. So we're saying wealth is way above, and a few people have. So we have to find a way if we want to survive, to undo that system. The economic system, which will bring a wealth and the people together. And it can be simply, as I said, we're addicted. We don't want to look at that. Third one, which will make our life almost impossible by crossing 2050, is the problem of intelligence. Artificial intelligence is coming faster and faster, and making people irrelevant, because machine can do better than human being. So all the work, like journalism or writing, or a teacher in the university or school, or a doctor or engineer, everything will be just substituted by artificial intelligence, because they will do a better job. Singers, painters, they will do much better job. So what will the human do? And how many years left? All the work of the human being will be taken by the artificial intelligence. I said, we probably will not be able to cross 2050, but before that, it will be taken. If they take over everything, human being in a way will become obsolete existence for their life in this planet. They will become sort of waste. This is the waste of the world. This has no use for it, and they are somehow surviving on this planet somewhere. So that will be the situation, and that is not the world that we would like to.
So this is a very
Unless we can stop the process. The process is going on in a very high speed. Wealth concentration going on with high speed. When all the people during the pandemic lost their income, pushed down again, wealthy people made billions of dollars during that time, during the same pandemic time. The distance between the people and the wealth become wider and wider. So we have to understand so that the wealth and the people can come closer and closer together. And all the artificial intelligence, before they take us from our livelihood and from our we have to make sure we don't create those artificial intelligence which make us redundant. And of course, the global warming has to be stopped.
Okay. So on the one hand, you draw a very bad view of artificial intelligence, but of course we also know that some parts of digital development are quite good. If you have created Intel, which is very good for the rural people in Bangladesh, for the peasants, for example.
See, I'm talking not about technology. I'm talking about artificial intelligence, which replaces human being. The two things I have to say. Technology is a neutral thing. It doesn't have its own mind. It's the people use their mind to use the technology. I can develop a nuclear technology. I can destroy the whole world.
Yes, I understand.
It's to me.
Okay.
So technology can be a blessing. Same technology can be a curse. So same thing goes for artificial intelligence.
You're right. I understand.
Can be a it can revolutionize the whole healthcare system. Everything that happens in your body, artificial intelligence knows it, fix it before you know it. Something like that. All the things that you need to do, artificial intelligence can. The moment it crosses the border, becomes a curse. Then we have to stop before it does.
Okay.
So I'm drawing the attention of artificial intelligence as a curse, which replaces human. That part I say is dangerous. Like a medicine, is good for health. Same medicine can kill you. So we have to make sure how this medicine has been developed so that it doesn't kill you. It has to. I shouldn't do that. We have to be people before it's too late.
Thank you very much. So, of course, the measure you also emphasize is the concept of social business and creating a lot of social businesses. If you see at 2050, And by
Mhm.
chance, a few days ago, I saw a vision of you in your book, Super Happiness, 3 pages,
Yes.
where
Right.
you draw the vision of 2050, how it should look like. If you look like,
Well,
what
yeah, go
do you
ahead.
have any other measures which are very significant to you with regards to
Yeah.
sustainable development into this direction?
Yeah. I start from this, what I just said. I said people are trying now that pandemic period, everything is stopped, economy is stopped.
Yeah.
Everybody, businesses, the leaders and the governments are trying to push the economy back to the old place where it stopped so that we can go back immediately
Yeah.
where we stopped. Our train is stopped at that point. They
Yeah.
want to restart the, but we can go, economy function the same way. We are
Yeah.
back again to business.
Yeah.
And they are ready to spend billions of dollars, even trillions of dollars to make
Yeah.
that. And I keep saying that don't go back.
Yeah.
Our first decision should be no going back.
Yeah.
If we go back, we'll end up with this scenario that I gave you.
Yeah.
This is waiting at the station.
Yeah.
So I said, this is the time to turn around, to
Yeah.
build a new train, to go to a new destination.
Yeah.
Corona has given us this opportunity.
Yeah.
Instead of going back to the same train,
Yeah.
we can build a new train
Yeah.
to take us to the new future. And what will be the future like? What do we want? I said, that's where the imagination comes. Let's try that imagination. What
Yeah.
the world we want? Seeing the world that we have now, my immediate instinct is I would like to have a world of 3 zeros.
Mhm.
Zero net emission,
Mhm.
zero wealth creation, and zero unemployment.
Yeah.
Because artificial intelligence ensuring 100% unemployment, I say it will be zero unemployment.
Okay.
So these are the 3 zeros. This will be a picture of the world. And is it an imagination? Can it be achieved? Yes, of course it can be achieved. We know everything. Simply, we don't want to do it. As I say, we are having we know that the fire is going on. We know how to stop the fire, but we have no mood to stop the fire. We are so mesmerized by the party. So this is the problem. It's not that it is not doable. It's not that we cannot reach 3 zeros by 2050. We can reach 3 zeros by 2050, provided we make time. And here I underlined the point. I said nothing is impossible for a human being. If human being makes a decision, it gets done. If something is not getting done, that means human being has not decided on it yet. So we have to make the first decision is no going back. Once you make that decision, other decisions become simple. If we're not going back, where are we?
Okay.
Don't ask that question.
Thanks a lot. So second question. Just a moment. Could you believe? Yes, of course. Could you briefly explain the basic principles post-COVID world should have? What are the underlying guidelines for such a new common house?
First of all, no going back is the fundamental decision during the pandemic period. Pandemic has revealed all the wrong things that we had in our system, all the weaknesses of our system. Like it showed how selfish we are. Immediately after the pandemic came, we got busy to protecting our own people. Instead of this is a common enemy, virus is a common enemy, global enemy, we should have been fighting in a global way, in a collective way. Instead, we rival. We started trying to help ourselves, not to our neighbors, not to anybody else. As a result, we didn't do anything for the world. So, and even then, some government like United States started attacking WHO, saying that they needed to be investigated. Even they wanted to withdraw from WHO, and they did withdraw from WHO. The present government is coming back to join them. I said, instead of getting together, they were destroying the common platform that we had, WHO. So this is again a weakness that we cannot work together, even under the threat of a global enemy, which is attacking us. Then comes when vaccine came, again, we are busy with our own people. We don't care what happens with other people. So all the rich countries are buying up all the vaccines that they could get, where we are splitting that the vaccine should be common good. It should be public good. It should not be any pet so that everybody can produce it. Today, there are several large pharmaceutical companies with lots of capacity to produce vaccine cannot produce vaccine because patents are controlled by only a handful of companies, and they are the names you hear. See, they will not release that patent. I said, even in polio case, polio vaccine was made a public good. The inventor of polio vaccine, he said it belongs to the people. It's a people's vaccine. No patent right. Anybody can produce anywhere. So that should have been the case, but instead we made it personal. So it became vaccine apartheid. So you keep it down. There's a one who is a vaccine yes, and there's a vaccine no. So these two groups, it became apartheid. So the people who are on the vaccine yes group, they are getting the vaccine. The rest of the world doesn't get any vaccine. Said, after all this question about vaccine, where is the global vaccine plan? There is
a
no
public good. You mean
plan.
some kind of public good?
It's a public good. It's a common good, meaning that there's no patent. There is a patent. Nobody has commercial ownership. All the ownership of belong to WHO, which is a global institution, and they can allow anybody to use it under their supervision. That it's not misused. So we are saying transfer all the patent right to the WHO so that they can handle it and allow people to use wherever capacity. Then that vaccine can be produced all over the world. It doesn't have to be produced only in factories in Germany or in Switzerland or in UK or something like that. It could have been produced many. There are lots of capacity. Even in European companies, pharmaceutical companies, which have lots of capacities, but they cannot produce it because they don't have the patent right. So this is another example. So all the weaknesses came out during the pandemic period, and we have to overcome this. And overcome that, we have to redesign our thinking process. We have to work together, come together to a common problem, and we need to learn how to do common things in a common way. And in our economic thinking has to change, because our economic thinking is based on human being who is driven by self-interest. So everything is by self, meaning you have to maximize profit. Self-interest means maximize profit for yourself. So we are always seeing the profit lens. We don't see anything else. I said there is a interest, there is also common interest. Economists doesn't have common interest. So they have only one lens in their eyes. They can see only personal interest. They go and make money. It became, even the vaccine became profit-making, super profit-making enterprise. They don't see this as a mechanism to save life. Saving life doesn't enter their picture. They see how much money, super profit I can make. This is the game there, the profit game. So if you had a different kind of glasses, with the bifocal glasses, you'll have self-interest and you have the collective interest. You can see both. So you can create both kinds of business. One business to make money, self-interest, another business to solve problems without taking single piece of profit for yourself. That's the social business. This time, social business becomes a very important thing, because you have a common problem. You have to build businesses to solve common problems. So pharmaceutical companies should be built as a social business, not as a profit-maximizing business. So that you can produce vaccines for people, and your interest would be global. It's not just one country. Whoever, not for the highest bidder. Vaccine cannot be just sold to the highest bidder. Vaccine is for everybody who can pay. That vaccine should belong to him or her too. So this is the redesigning, that you have to have two kinds of businesses. And then encourage young people, instead of becoming job seekers, they should become entrepreneurs. So we need to change our education system, which will teach us social business along with the conventional business, so that every business can have two kinds of business. That one is a social business, and another is a profit-making business. And the school will be teaching that I can be a job seeker, also I can be an entrepreneur. So there'll be things available to him so that he can become an entrepreneur right from the school, or during the school even. You can do that. Everybody can become an entrepreneur. And you have to change the financial system, because the financial system is the one which doesn't allow you to become an entrepreneur. New guys are not entertained by the conventional banking system. So you have to join the existing companies as a job seeker. Otherwise, you don't have it for yourself. So we need to change institution, need to change your theoretical framework, need to change our thinking process.
Okay, thank you very much. I know that I only have half an hour to interview you, and there are only 6 minutes left. So
Okay,
now I will only ask 2 more questions of my question guide, which are very important to me. So the next question is, if you talk about social business, what can national governments do to support social business entrepreneurs?
Absolutely. Number one, they become sympathetic. They want, yes, we want, they become the cheerleaders for social business. The first thing before they would do spend away penny, they become, yes, social business is good. We want you to create social business. They go to every company, said you create a social business. You make so much money, why don't you use social business? Like they encourage them to have corporate social responsibility money, CSR money. So we said instead of CSR donation, you invest in social business. Encourage the financial system to create social business venture capital fund, so that they can use money into investment into social businesses. So that's another one. And make new laws for the social support. Like we want to have social business micro-entrepreneurial bank, so that you create a bank, run a bank, not to make money, but to solve people's problems, like Grameen Bank did. So but there's no law such thing. Law is always to encourage you, the conventional banks, to lend it to rich people. So there's a law which creates bank for the rich. There is no law which creates bank for the poor. So I said government can create that law to create bank for the poor. They don't have to spend a penny. Simply a legal framework. If anybody wants to do it, they will do it. There's no harm in it. So you create. The law is a very important thing for the government to do. And then change the education system. In the education system, you said you have to teach all these options. Everybody must be given options. You can be a social business entrepreneur. You can be profit-making entrepreneur. So this can be taught in, and you can be an entrepreneur. You can be a job seeker. Schools should give you a track. Either you are in a job track or you are in the entrepreneurial track, so that you learn how to become an entrepreneur. Rather than everybody now taught how to become a job seeker. Every child has to be told that you are the most creative person in the world. So all the creativity inside of you. If you take a job, you have to surrender your creativity. Job and creativity doesn't go together, because job is by instruction, by orders. So it's another form of a kind of a slavery, because you don't have a freedom. So why should you choose a life of slavery? Why didn't you become a free person and do the things you want to do? And then when you want to do things, you have two options. You can do things to make money for yourself, or you can do things to change the world, social business. Or you can do both. In one side, you run a business to make money. On another side, use the money to change the world by addressing the problem that around us. So all these things encourage government and recognize those who are doing very good work in social business, recognize them with the awards, with the recognition and celebrations, and say they have done a wonderful thing. Others are encouraged. Something like that. So the government can be a very good, effective force in encouraging social business.
Thank you. So my last question. We know that a prerequisite for global sustainable development is peace. If you could address the global leaders nowadays, what would you tell them? Not only as a Nobel Peace Laureate, but also as a grandfather, worried about the future of his grandchildren.
I will just draw attention of leaders that look what your children are doing. They're marching on the street. They're calling themselves Fridays for Future. And they're saying and accusing you as a parents and grandparents that you stole our future. Our children are saying we stole their future. I said, what kind of world we are running when our own children that say that we are thieves and taking away life from them? That's the most cruel thing a child can say. So why don't you become aware, make sure your child is grateful to you because you handed over a safer world. Then you inherit it from your parents. Then they will say, okay, I got a safer pair. And they will commit themselves that we will hand over our world to our children as more safer world than we found it from our parents. So this will be the direction. You have to turn around, because today we are making a more dangerous planet to our children. and that's why they are rejecting. So I said, be aware that you are addicted. As I said, your children are saying you are addicted to your work. So how to overcome addiction? Why didn't you consult with your children? What should be done? How to stop global warming? How to bring green energy? How to remove the gas guzzling automobiles on the street? How to stop all the fossil fuel activities? How to stop the fossil fuel industries to begin with? How to stop the plastic? How to make sure. So this is your role. You are in the position of the decision makers. So you can do. Your role is to make decisions so that everything. You cannot say, "Oh, sorry, what can I do? People want it." Of course, people want it. People want drugs. Is that the reason why you should be selling drugs to them?
Yeah.
We have laws not to people just because. So if they want fossil fuel, that doesn't mean you have to deliver them fossil fuel. We'll say, no, fossil fuel is out. We are destroying ourselves, killing ourselves with fossil fuel. And if they ask you for plastic, you say, no, plastic is not allowed. We go back to the original thing, what we used to do. How do you package our thing? We have come a long history. Plastic is only a recent history. So as long as we could survive without plastic all these years, we can still survive without plastic. In the meantime, find out biodigestible plastic or something like that, another material. If you push it, and the discoveries, inventions will come. That yes, but in the meantime, first thing you have to do is to stop them. No question asked, because we are destroying the planet. We can do that. So we'll tell those leaders and people who are in the position of decision makers, your decisions are killing your grandchildren. And then we'll be extinct on this planet, because as I said, human being is the most endangered species of this planet. And we are doing it ourselves. So why don't you make sure we exist?
So if I may pose one more question.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so you created the term of super happiness.
Yes, indeed.
And in which moments of your life of a social business entrepreneur, in which moments did you experience this feeling?
Well, it's always with me ever since I began my work. I started with Grameen Bank, and then I started creating other little companies, like toilet companies, producing toilets to sell toilets to the people so that they can start putting toilets in their homes. And I had the healthcare program so that I had the healthcare insurance for the poor people. And I had the solar energy company, many companies I like that, housing company. So people say, why are you making companies? If you're not making money? I was saying, look, I don't make money. My whole intention is doing it to create a business to solve people's problem. I'm very happy because I see that I can solve the problem. I said, why should you do that? I mean, people do things for making money. Why are you doing that? I said, I feel happy. Can you stop me being happy? Oh, no, people, you must be crazy. People are happy making money. I said, no. Some people like me may feel happy by not making money, but solving people's problem. And I said, no, you cannot create a business not to make money. I said, is there a law in Bangladesh that you cannot take, you are not allowed to not allowed to stop taking money from your own company as a profit? I said, it's my company. If I want to take profit, I'll take. If I don't want, I don't want. It's my decision. What's wrong with that? So not everybody, I said, I don't care what everybody does. This is what I do because I enjoy it. So I said, they keep asking, what kind of enjoyment is that? I said, look, when I gave the money to a poor woman in Bangladesh, in the first village that was starting, I didn't expect she was going to pay me back. But I was very happy that I could protect her from the loan shark. That was my pleasure. At the moment, I was not worried about the money. I didn't even care about what this little money, $5, $10, $2. I didn't care for that. People give away those kind of money. But I gave her a loan. So I said, okay, pay, what can I do? But with the time being, I stopped her from the loan shark. So it's my pleasure to. So I did the second one, third one. I said, it's a tremendous pleasure. The more money I'm giving away as a loan, the more happy I get. It's a continuous. So people say, what kind of happiness is that? I say, it's a super happiness.
Yes,
I said, if I had done it to start a business, I would making money. I would not feel that kind of happy. But this makes me super. So that's why I keep saying, money may be happiness, but making other people happy is a super happiness. I believe in it. Then people say, well, maybe that's not true. I said, maybe this is true. I said, you have not tried it out. I said, why didn't you try it out? Then you'll find out. Without trying it out, you'll never find it out.
Yes, and this is what you tell also the young people. Try it out, and
Yes.
you will experience
Absolutely.
it yourself.
Super happens. Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Professor Yunus. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
interview.
Thank you, Michael.
So now
Bye-bye.
I will
Yeah.
I will transcribe the interview. I will
Yes, please.
send it to you. So for
Send
you
it to me.
can see if you are happy what you have said, and
Yeah.
maybe if you have some
Absolutely.
time for the other questions, you can fill them out if you want. You know,
Sure,
for the
you add
questions
them.
I didn't ask.
Sure, you add them at the list and the questions also, then I'll try.
Yeah, I will send you the transcribed interview and the questions. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Greetings
Thank
to
you.
Bangladesh, and I hope to see you back at the next summits.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night. So, Aufzeichnung läuft.